Look around you. This planet, our Earth, is not just a rock spinning through the emptiness of space. It is a miracle, a rare, delicate masterpiece. Here, sunlight dances on leaves, raindrops trace gentle lines down rivers, and every breath we take is filled with the gift of life. It is here, on this beautiful blue sphere, that we find a balance so fine-tuned that it has allowed us to exist, to thrive, and to dream. Imagine the warmth of the sun touching your skin, a perfect balance of light and warmth, neither too close nor too far, allowing our seas to glisten with life. Our oceans, deep and mysterious, are home to an endless array of creatures, each one an intricate piece of this great symphony of life. From the smallest plankton to the magnificent whales, every being plays its part in a dance that has continued for millions of years. The air we breathe, shared by creatures of all kinds, is a testament to the perfect partnership between plants and animals, one breathing in what the other breathes out. A cycle that connects every living thing on this earth. Our forests, vast and vibrant, are not just trees. They are the lungs of our world, purifying, breathing, and sheltering life that is beyond counting. Every morning the sun rises, painting the sky in brilliant hues, offering us yet another day on this fragile, beautiful world. The mountains stand tall, the rivers flow freely, and the birds fill the air with songs that remind us that we are part of something far greater. This place is our home, a home that asks for our love and respect. And what about us? We are the fortunate ones, cradled by the earth's embrace, nurtured by its rivers and fields, and inspired by its endless beauty. We are storytellers, explorers, and caretakers of this extraordinary place. The earth doesn't just support us, it invites us to listen, to learn, to be humble. As we tread this delicate path between what has been gifted to us and what we choose to create, let us not forget, the earth's perfection is not an accident. It is a balance, a harmony that relies on every one of us. Our oceans, our trees, our animals, and each human heart. They are all part of this grand, interconnected miracle. From the primal waters, something stirred. A single cell, as unassuming as a grain of sand, became the foundation of all existence. This single-celled wonder carried within it the blueprint for the diversity we see today. It is proof that even the smallest things can spark monumental change. This microscopic creation multiplied, evolved, and adapted. And it is through this humble beginning that we see the raw beauty of life's resilience. The first spark of life ignited a journey that would branch into millions, life forms that crawled, swam, and eventually walked upon this earth. The miracle of life is that we do not create it alone. Life thrives in relationships, and it is this partnership between humans and nature, between species and between each other, that makes it resilient. As we move forward, we must remember that our role is not as masters, but we are a part in a greater ecosystem. We are co-creators, designing not just our futures, but the futures of countless other beings with whom we share this planet. The miracles of evolution have given us the tools. Now it is up to us to choose how we use them. But the Earth isn't only about warm sunshine and beautiful days. Nature has another side, a side that is raw, powerful, and sometimes devastating. The miracle of life also means cycles of destruction. To create, she must sometimes destroy. Storms rage across the land, uprooting trees and dismantling homes. Hurricanes, with their unstoppable force, carve paths of chaos, while tsunamis, giant walls of water, sweep away entire landscapes, reminding us that we are at the mercy of forces far greater than ourselves. As we look around our world today, it's easy to see the achievements of human progress. Skyscrapers pierce the sky, technology connects us, and medicine cures many. But beneath this shining surface lies a darker reality that is too often overlooked. More than 95% of the Earth's population and its creatures live in conditions far from prosperous. In many parts of the world, diseases continue to claim lives, even though we have the knowledge and the tools to stop them. These illnesses treatable, preventable persist not because of ignorance, but because of inaccessibility. The poorest among us, in some of the most isolated and neglected communities, remain cut off from the very advances that could save their lives. And as we produce cures and treatments, they often remain out of reach for those who need them most. In the poorest countries, families struggle not just to survive, but to hold on to their dignity in the face of immense challenges. These nations are not without resources or potential, yet they are crippled by global inequalities. Today, 25% of the world's population lives on less than $3.65 per day, a poverty line reflective of the conditions in lower middle-income countries. question we ask is not just why people use drugs, but why we, as humans, are so often drawn to them. Nature goes through cycles of growth, decay, and renewal. Addiction, too, has cycles of dependency and recovery, mirroring nature's ability to heal and regenerate. Today, I invite you to contemplate a paradox that lies at the very heart of our human existence: the duality of creation and destruction, love and hatred, family and war. Yet, paradoxically, even as we cherish these ideals, we also engage in acts of incredible destruction. We fight wars, sometimes to protect, sometimes in anger or fear, and in doing so we inflict suffering upon others. To understand this, we must look closely at how life operates. We live in an 8-to-5 system, a world where we walk between many lives every day. From morning to night, we shift through roles, each one carrying its own past, its own story. One moment, you're the dreamer with big plans. The next, you're the worker, the friend, the sibling. And even though we grew up in the same family, these lives shape us differently in how we think, how we act. It's this dance between our many selves that makes us unique, unpredictable, and beautifully human. Step back to a time before screens took over. No internet, no smartphones, no computers, just a black and white TV glowing in the corner. Families were close, pressed together for a rare show or a shared tale. No distractions pulling them apart. Kids found joy in the simplest things: a ball, a stick, a patch of dirt, happy with what was there, not what they saw online. But it wasn't all easy. Back then, more families had to flee their countries, leaving everything behind for a shot at something better. A dad was a dad, but often he had to leave, walking away from his kids and wife for years, working far from home just to build a future for them. A mum was a mum, holding the fort alone, keeping hope alive through the long waits. Life didn't come with endless possibilities to ponder, no comparing, no chasing every dream on a screen. You fought for what mattered, and that was enough. It was a world where closeness was hard-won, where love stretched across borders and time, and where every small moment carried the weight of sacrifice. But the years turned everything upside down. Politics redrew the world, industry churned out new lives, and then the internet crashed in. We like to think we've got it all figured out, that we've grabbed the truth by the horns. Blockchain came along, and we cheered. convinced it set us free, made us independent. Social media flooded us with info, and we swallowed it whole, thinking we finally knew what's what. But here's the twist. Blockchain isn't our liberator. It's just another tool, tied up in the same old systems. And social media? It's a web of lies, more tangled than we can ever unravel. Then came the coronavirus, a shadow that swept across the world. We thought we lived in a democracy, even those countries so sure of their freedom, waving their flags high. But when the masks came off, the system showed its true face. Fear was the tool, and people were locked in, told to obey, to follow. And they did. Why? Because whether it's a human from 100 years ago or one today, the clock ticks, the clothes change, the possibilities grow. But the brain, it's still the same. We're wired to listen, to fall in line like robots when the pressure hits. Back then, it was orders shouted in the streets. Now, it's rules flashing on screens. The virus didn't just test our bodies, it tested our will. And most bent, not because they wanted to, but because fear still pulls the strings. Time moves on, but that part of us, it's stuck, marching to the system's beat, just like always. So, what have we learned? You've got one life. It might be short, it might stretch long, but it's yours. And instead of digging deep to figure out who you really are, you wake up, eyes locked on the grind, travel for the gram, chase jobs, pay taxes, repeat. Isn't it time to shake that off? To step out of your cozy little comfort zone and start taking risks? Life's not about what your brain whispers. Those safe little stories it spins to keep you comfy. It's about throwing yourself into the extreme, the messy, the unknown. That's where you find out who you are for real. Not the version that clocks in and out, but the one that shows up when the stakes are high. Stop drifting through the script. Risk something. Test yourself. Live like you mean it. Don't live waiting for the end, ticking off days like you're just biding time for death. Live like you love it, like every breath's a shot at something real. Sure, the second you ditch that comfort zone, it stings. You get hurt, you lose control, and the ground feels shaky. But that's where it starts. That's when the wisdom creeps in. Because this one life, it's yours to burn bright.